Today's time lapse comes from Nate the Great. Give everywhere a pagan faith if it doesn't have one already. Certain faiths for certain regions. This could test the AI's ability to reform faiths and also what difference unreformed versus reformed makes. So we've gone ahead and done that. We've done an interesting job of spreading the faiths across the land. All these faiths, obviously some of them are more true to what historically was there than the others. I just wanted to get a nice smorgasbord of faiths to see what would happen. We've also gone ahead and made everybody tribal once again so that we can see how that affects just the progression of reforming faiths. I have a feeling that Zunists will be reformed. I also have a sneaking suspicion many of these will be disappearing. I say the Byzantines will do well, as they seem to always do well when in these situations that the rest of the world cannot keep it together. Let's say the most developed area, Cordoba or Byzantium, just because they get a nice head start. And with that, we'll see who and what becomes the most dominant religion and the most dominant country. Alrighty, it's 533 years in the future, and we've got some changes. We have a big old Andalus. We got France. We've got Ireland and southern France. We've got England been formed. Polabia, that's big. Slightly large kingdoms. The kingdoms out here. The Mongol Empire somehow still kicking this many years later, and just a lot of major nations, as we've come to see to be true as the new update has come out, which you love to see. So it looks like a lot of the faiths did not stay. They just got wrecked, which is surprising that we see a lot of Crusaderism, a Jewish faith, coming in and everybody converting to that. And then we see spots of Coptic across the land. Really, really surprising that the looks like northern Germany and Scandinavia has parts of Coptic popping off, and Ashari does exist, but only in Africa. And it's these Hindu faith really doing its business in the east, as well as some other pockets of other Hindu faiths and Buddhist faiths. But for the most part, it seems like the only one that survived the cataclysm was this faith. Everybody else switched to something new. You hate to see it, but Catholicism somehow reigns supreme once again, back in power. Next, let's look at the development. I said that the Byzantines were going to have the best time, or Cordoba was going to have the best time, and it looks like Cordoba must have had the best time, because that's why Al-Andalus is so dang powerful. Yeah. They're probably one of the more powerful nations. The Byzantines shattered, which I wonder what happened. What happened is the Byzantine Empire got crushed under the bulk of the expansion of the Mongolian Empire, because at one point it seemed like the Mongols owned this empire title as well. Made it pretty far. They made it as far as this. Let's look next at government types. Yeah, as expected, everybody's switched over to feudal or clan. There's one or two republics. Not as many clans as you think. Everybody mostly stayed feudal, maybe just because these government types lean towards that, whereas Muslims usually lean closer to clan. Kingdoms, and see if there's any grossness that we would like to call out. I see some change here. Nothing much there. Obviously, this is interesting. Bigger Bavarias. The conflict seems to still going. That's why they're not an empire. Languages is, we're just going to give it to the Arabic. It's funny, we have from the Iberia to the steppe, Arabic is spoken across the world, and pockets of it even in Scandinavia as well as the British Isles. Europe trying to hold on to its own languages, funnily enough. First, it goes to the Al-Andalus, with they're popping off with about 125,000 troops. Next, it's the Arabians with 117, and then after that, it's this Jain kingdom of Tamilakan, southern kingdom, but they own most of India. Probably could have unified it if they had more time. Today, I think what we learned was that when it comes to unreformed faiths, they're going to usually revert to the faith that is already pre-organized, unless they are clustered enough around one of their faith sites. I was really surprised that Zunism didn't get changed, because they had clustered around at least 3 holy sites. So that could have changed. Obviously, paganism wasn't going to have a chance. I think Austru might have had a chance, but I would not have guessed these were the faiths that they would have chose. The fact that this Jewish faith, as well as this Hindu faith, and then Catholicism, always rearing its ugly head back into the situation, even when it's not invited. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to tell somebody about this piece of content. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Ciao.